Doors closing. Addison is next.
I love you.
And we back, baby. Baseball is back, and we couldn't be more happy about it. I am Mike Hughes. This is Miles Porter. You are listening to Blue Line Radio. We're getting the intro out of the way because we have so much to talk about today. Chicago Cubs baseball is officially back. Miles, baby, got a chance to watch the whole game while I was at work. How you feeling, man? Chicago Cubs are back on the field.
It felt great, man. It felt great. Very long game today.
Oof.
Some weird takeaways with kind of the start from Jameson Taillon and Porter Hodge. It's February 20th, so we're not going to freak out. We're not going to really look too deep into any of this. But it felt good to see Cubs baseball back on marquee, and I can't wait to only watch 10 games after it.
Oh yeah, because I mean, yeah, we're not even gonna get into that right now. That's.
I'm glad we're back. We're back.
Where's the lie? Where's the lie though? Like, an entire network dedicated to Cubs baseball. 10 games, by the way. But hey, tennis. Shout out to them. If you like tennis, it's there. All the time. Don't know why. But man, there's a lot to go into today. I'm really excited to just break down everything from spring training to the boys being back, the new kind of mentality of this clubhouse that's kind of gotten wiser, kind of gotten a little more mature. I feel like if I could make a comp right now, Miles, are you ready for this? I feel like Pete Crow Armstrong's mentality last year was very Travis Wood. And that's in an all compliment to Travis Wood, like an absolute baller, an absolute dealer, but a great guy and a great person and a fun personality. Today and in spring training so far, everybody's saying it's a John Lester mentality. Everybody's walking through super serious, super ready to get going. You know, had that, bad taste in their mouth at the end of last year. Obviously the Brewers flying the L, and I think these guys are here and ready to prove something. I think it's really exciting what we're hearing from camp right now. How do you feel about the boys kind of and their return and their kind of approach to spring training so far?
Yeah, I mean, it's really encouraging. We've heard a couple of people talk about it who are obviously there reporting on this team in person, and the vibes are simple, man. Let's win. Let's go take care of our business this year, right? I mean, we got a great taste of what could have been last year, and it was a lot of fun, and the wild card series was fun, and we really, I think we battled well for the most part in the CS, but kind of ran out of pitching, ran out of energy there, right? So you get a taste of it, and it really fires up for the next year. And I don't know if they're ever going to directly address it, but I do think the Brewers flying the L pissed off so many of these guys, and then to me, it's like good. Yes, this is Mike. This is one of the things that I've been talking about this team for the past 2-3 years. Get pissed off. Like, get pissed off. Like, this, I don't want this Cubs team to kind of be too cool and whatever. And I respect that we have a lot of level-headed guys on this team, but I've said it a million times. Get pissed off. They disrespected the hell out of the Cubs, and so now going into this season, man, this is our division. Everyone's saying it. Bregman said it. Jed Hoyer said it. Ricketts have said it. Go handle your business, man. Let's stop. Man, ooh, I'm fired up. Like, take care of some business.
No, and it's everything, man. And we heard Matthew Boyd speak on that and say, man, look,
yes,
our mentality is to win the World Series this year. And if that's not your mentality, get the fuck out. And that's kind of how I want leaders in this clubhouse to be. You and I have spoken about it off camera a lot. I've mentioned Ian Happ. Ian Happ's a baller. Ian Happ's a great left fielder. Ian Happ is a guy that you want in your clubhouse. But being the only guy who has played in the NLCS in a Chicago Cubs uniform, I do expect him to be a little bit more vocal about getting back to that point. You played amongst the greats who broke a 108-year curse. They were able to impart wisdom on you on what it's like to conduct a winning locker room. Now, Anthony Rizzo in Game 7 in the locker room, sometimes you got to do a couple strange things to get the guys rolling. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to play Mario Kart before a Game 7 and have a blast. But in all seriousness, man, I want to see more from a Dansby Swanson. I want to see more from an Ian Happ. Like, fuck that. What they did was wrong. And we're going to spin back and we're going to handle business, like you said.
Yeah.
And it's not just going to be in a series in March. It's not going to be in a series in September or July. We're going to handle it in October. And it's going to bleed through the entire season. And I'm really excited about it. Like, let me tell you something. This is the year for the Chicago Cubs. And I love that because that's their slogan going into this year. I know a lot of people have mixed feelings about it. I love it because this is the year that Jeff Boyer shows what he's been trying to build. You didn't have the guy you were looking for because Alex Bregman decided to go to Boston. Now you got him. You went after Cabrera at the deadline, didn't get him. Now you got him. Justin Steele's coming back. All these prospects are figuring it out. Everybody's kind of coming into their own. This is the moment that you show everybody what your plan has been all along. And if that doesn't happen this year, I think there's going to be serious conversations about what the future holds for the Chicago Cubs. But I am very excited for this clubhouse. I am very excited for the way they're carrying themselves, how they're conducting themselves. Like I said, man, the last NLCS appearance was 2017. Ian Happ is the only member of that team. So I want these guys to go out there and not talk about the glory days or the golden days. I want them to write their own story. You know what I mean? Like, let's not talk about the past. Let's talk about the present. And if you focus on the present, you're going to be looking at a bright future. If you focus on the past, you're going to stay in the past. And that's really just how I feel about it, man. It's really dope to see guys come in here. The next topic that I thought was really cool, Bregman being the most irreplaceable player this offseason for all the free agents that were there and one of the most irreplaceable players in baseball. How do you feel about that, knowing that Alex Bregman's impact on this field is far more than the numbers? Because myself personally, I just have a quick opinion on it. It's really nothing crazy. I think a lot of people look at the second half of Alex Bregman's season and kind of talk about how it's not going to be a huge impact to this offense. But I don't think they realize the human aspect of the game, the teammate aspect of the game, where every single teammate of Alex Bregman has said he has made me better and he has demanded excellence. And obviously, this is a guy who's a top 5 third baseman in all of baseball on top of that. So we're not going to sit here and act like his performance isn't just as great as his leadership quality. But that's the part where I think, man, if Alex Bregman hits 18 home runs this year, but is a D1 leader in this locker room, that's all we need. You know what I mean? And that's a big part of this team that I feel like we've missed since Rizzo, Bryant, and Baez departed.
Absolutely.
Was really just that vocal leader. I love Dansby. I don't know how vocal Dansby is in the locker room. I'm not in there. Ian Happ, kind of a quiet guy, but handles his business on the field. You know what I mean? But like, Alex will be in your face when he needs to be in your face. And that's exactly what I've been waiting for this clubhouse.
Yeah. Yeah, you hit it on the nose. A-Breg is just he has that presence to him. You see it even the interviews that he had today with Taylor McGregor and the reporters. And you see it on his face, man. He's not here to F around, man. He's here to handle his business. He's here to lead this team. He's here to do his job. I think it's those intangibles that you're not really ever going to see in a stat line. And so, the impact that he's going to have on Pete, and I know Matt Shaw was at his facility for the past few weeks. That's huge, man. What he's going to bring to this team is just something that we're not going to be able to see statistically, but we are going to hear guys talk about it down the line. In the near future, we've already heard guys kind of touch on it. It's huge. It's huge. This is a leader that we've been needing for this ball club for a while. We have a lot of very good level-headed players, but we this is a guy that we need. We've been missing it since, we parted ways with the core. So it's huge. It's
Yeah,
huge.
I love it. Now, before we get into who we're excited about, I'm here to complain because Cambria is on her way to yoga. So because she's not home right now, I can complain about somebody that's near and dear to her heart. Cambria is Miles's girlfriend, and future love of his life forever and always. But in all seriousness, man, we heard Bruce Levine talk about Dansby Swanson and his adjustments. I don't know if you saw that clip kind of talking about what he's going into this season and the impact that he's going to make, and that he's one of the most athletic shortstops in the game. And he can make this type of switch from a home run hitter to a contact hitter. He said Dansby Swanson can easily become a guy who hits 275 to 280. If that's the idea for Dansby Swanson going into this year, I think we're going to have a completely different lineup. I think that makes this lineup even more elite. I love Dansby, but Dansby's that guy who hits a home run, a solo shot in the first inning, and then strikes out 3 times with runners in scoring position the rest of the game, and we lose 2-1. You know what I mean? And that's all love the Dansby, but last season insanely frustrated me. So to hear that these conversations of Dansby kind of switching up his approach on what type of hitter he wants to be, I think that's everything, man, because I found myself frustrated with Dansby a million times last year, not even being able to hit your weight with runners in scoring position. It's frustrating when you're the second highest paid Cub of all time. And you and I have talked about it. I hate that so many people were critical of Jason Hayward's offense, but not critical of Dansby Swanson's offense. And that was something that frustrated me, is because you look at the money that's attached to it. I feel like people really do give Dansby some grace. I think Dansby's a phenomenal ball player, but I expect more from the highest paid guy on the team and the second highest paid Cub of all time. For me, man, I think it's going to be really cool if he can get to that point to where he's a contact hitter first and a Gold Glove at shortstop alongside Nico Horner. Like, that's nickel and dimes, man. Like, that is a beautiful thing. Imagine both guys up the middle hitting 280, say 270 to 280, and then right down the line is Pete Crow Armstrong with another 30-30 season. Not expecting that, but that's a lineup you want to be a part
of. 100%. 100%. I mean, I've always looked at Dansby as that kind of hitter, or he should be that kind of hitter. Yeah. I've never looked at Dansby and I'm like, you know what? We need 20 plus home runs. To me, I've never looked at him like that. I've always been like, why is he not shooting for more contacts? That's what I've always wondered about Dansby. Where in terms of, to me, he doesn't have that build in terms of, okay, let me get 20 plus home runs and hit above 260. Yeah. I just don't think that's his game, and that's not a knock to who he is. Yeah. But I do believe with his baseball IQ is through the roof. I do think that there are some tangibles that he has as a hitter. 100%, I believe that he can make this adjustment, and it's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. This lineup should be overwhelming defenses, right? This lineup is a lineup that I want to see guys, throw 50 pitches by the third or fourth inning, and now you got the other team warming up. I want us to really run these pitchers up on these other teams, and I want Dansby to be one of those players, man. Work the count, work a walk, shoot for a single, shoot for an extra base hit. We don't need a home run out of him. I mean, I don't really look at this lineup as like a huge home run hitting lineup, but we're going to put some pressure on these guys on the mound and in the infield. This team can run, man. We could run the hell out of some bases. So that's what I'm pumped for, man. Just get the line going. Get the line going and then just cook after that.
Yeah, I think so too. And another thing before we will transition to spring training, guys, I promise. I'm sorry. It's just Mike yapping. But
no, this is great.
For me, I mean, 2025 playoff game 1 against the San Diego Padres in the wild card series. Michael Busch was leading off, followed by Nico Horner, Ian Happ, Kyle Tucker, Seiya Suzuki, Carson Kelly, Pete Crow Armstrong, Dansby Swanson, Matt Shaw. Miles, it really upset me to my core that the 3 worst hitters in that series in the playoffs and in the second half of that year was Dansby Swanson, Pete Crow Armstrong, and Kyle Tucker. That pissed me off. Those are the big dogs. You know what I mean? Those are the guys that win you a series. And obviously you could throw Matt Shaw into that as well, because he started off 0 for 11 or something.
Yeah.
but like regardless, like I'm not gonna hose Matt Shaw for starting off slow and a rookie as a rookie. You know what I mean? But like
Right.
Kyle Tucker, World Series champion. I mean, Mr. October candidate in the run that he had in Houston. And then obviously Pete Crow Armstrong, all-star caliber season, 30-30 season. And
Yeah.
then you have Dansby Swanson. Like I said, second highest paid player in Cubs history. You expect more. World Series champion. He's been there, done that. I've seen him do it with the Braves. We didn't see that from them
Yes.
in October. And they really kind of did go missing for a big part of it outside of game 4 against the Brewers. But
Yeah.
it's going to be interesting to see who is able to step up. Now, I also give Pete more grace in those conversations too, because Pete's young. But from Dansby, Ian, and Kyle, I expected a hell of a lot more. And I know we're going to get that from a Bregman. I know that in the most respectful way, you know, Dansby Swanson isn't going to get chirped by Pete Crow Armstrong, Michael Busch, or Matt Shaw. But Dansby Swanson will be chirped by Alex Bregman. And that's exactly what you want, is a guy who iron sharpens iron. You know what I mean? Like, it's not him being critical. It's not him coming at you saying you don't belong in this lineup. That's not the case whatsoever. It's two guys who have won a World Series championship, understand what it takes to win a World Series championship, and hold you accountable. You know what I mean? Like, that's point period what it is. I will also give Dansby grace because I mean I can't imagine having a baby at the same time as like traveling every other day, and it's like, and having a pregnant wife at home is insane. So I'm not too critical on the 2025 season, but I was more critical that nobody really said anything about it. You know what I mean? Like it was a big elephant in the room for me. But big names, man. Speaking of big names, maybe not so big names, maybe not yet. Who is a guy you're super excited about to see this spring play for the Chicago Cubs?
Jackson Wiggins. You got me hooked on Jackson Wiggins. I've been doing a lot of research in terms of his numbers, man. I'm pumped, man. I'm pumped for another potential arm, right? I mean, maybe he breaks camp, maybe he doesn't, but I'd love to see him come up at some point this year. This kid has electric stuff, and he's really moved to the minors very well, from what I'm seeing. And I've seen a lot of clips on his stuff. He has amazing stuff. And I love arms, man. I believe in the Cubs coaching staff in terms of pitching. Give me Jackson Wiggins, man. We have so much to work with arms. I'm so excited.
Whew, let me tell you something. J-Mo trolled Cubs Twitter and said that he's gonna be hopping off Twitter for a while after Bregman deep. But after today's performance, 4 earned runs against the Chicago White Sox, Cubs end up losing game number 1 of spring training 8-1 to the South Side. Hey man, if we're having Jackson Wiggins conversations, I think we might have to tell J-Mo not to log back in anytime soon, because to me, I completely agree with you. Jackson Wiggins, to me, at some point is going to take over for J-Mo, whether that's the Cubs sending J-Mo down or injury, God forbid, or of course, just like maybe dealing him at some point. I think it's really interesting. And for me, I'm in the camp where you trade Jameson Taillon and a couple prospects and you try to get a right fielder. If you believe in Matt Shaw, that's perfectly fine, but I'm completely content with Jackson Wiggins being on this opening day roster. That's how confident I am in him. I've told other people, Cade Horton, Jackson Wiggins, if they wanted to start at any point in the beginning of the 2025 season, I believe they could have. And if Cade Horton would have started the beginning of the 2025 season, you're looking at the NL Rookie of the Year, because Baldwin, come on, brother. Like, what are we talking about? But I don't know, man. I think it's really interesting. For me, the guy I'm excited to see, Kevin Alcantara, to me, is in a position to finally take over a roster spot. And whether that's on the bench or not, neither here nor there. Can he maybe beat out Matt Shaw to play in right field on opening day? It's a uphill battle, but I think there's room to have that conversation depending on how good Kevin is in right field and how Matt Shaw looks in right field. Is he a liability defensively? These are all conversations we're going to have, but I never felt like Kevin had that full opportunity with PCA, Owen Casey in AAA ahead of him. And then, of course, guys like Belly, Tucker, Ian, Seiya, all in the big leagues. So I think right now you're looking at Kevin Alcantara's best opportunity to make the roster. And if he can't make it now and he doesn't show out in spring training, I think you're going to have realistic conversations that, one, he might not remain a Cub that much longer, might be a part of a trade package, or two, it might just be time to start having those conversations. You know what I mean? And those very uncomfortable conversations where maybe the kid is a baller. It just might not be here. You know what I mean? And like, that's something we might have to figure out. But Alcantara, to me, has every opportunity to be the Jaguar, be the guy that we've talked about, be the guy that we're excited to see. I mean, the Jaguar print glove is sexy, man. The way he goes about his business. I mean, I've said it a million times. That kid can be a 30-30 baller if he figures it out. And that's me being so real. I mean, he reminds me so much of PCA, so much of Ellie De La Cruz, so much of that in his game. I mean, it's incredible, man. The way he rounds the bases, the way he gets after it. I mean, he's a big body, man. This kid is huge. It would be cool to be able to have him in the lineup, but Jackson Wiggins is a good one too. And an honorable mention. I know this is like a very like Mike Hughes answer. Give me Jonathan Long, brother. Let me see Jonathan Long go yard a few times.
He low-key pops off, bro.
He's a little, he got a little something to him. I'm a Michael Bush connoisseur. I believe in Michael Bush.
Sure.
I am not in any way, shape, or form saying we should move on from Bush Light. But what I am saying is this: Jonathan Long could find a spot in this roster at some point. If Ballesteros isn't the guy, Jonathan Long is the guy I'm looking at to be that DH for the Chicago Cubs. And
absolutely.
I do believe in Ballesteros, though. With that being said, like, I don't want anybody listening to this being like, what the fuck did Mike just say? Like, I believe in Ballesteros, but I also believed in Brennan Davis, and I also believed in other players, Christopher Morel. The list goes on of guys where I was like, yeah, this guy will be a Cub for half a decade. You know what I mean? You just never know. And it's nice to have those types of options. Like Jonathan Long could end up being a great trade piece for the Chicago Cubs too. You just don't know. But I'm really excited to see what they have in them. Miles, I want to talk some hats. We're hat connoisseurs. I rarely don't see you without a hat. I think same. Today was hat day at school, actually, at the school I work at. And everybody was like, you look so weird with a hat on. And I'm like, brother, if only you knew. I really don't.
You must not know about me.
Exactly. But did you see the St. Patrick's Day hats?
No, I did not actually.
I'm going to ramble. I need you to go look up the St. Patrick's Day MLB hats of 2026.
All right. Let
me know when you get there, because as an Irish kid from the city of Chicago, St. Patrick's Day weekend is my favorite weekend in the entire city.
It's a great time.
There is nothing that comes close. And every single St. Patrick's Day, I buy a Chicago Cubs St. Patrick's Day hat. I collect them all. I go down to the river. Last year, I went with my girl and her little sister, and it was the most amazing time. I look up this hat. Miles, I don't know who's in charge. I don't know who thought this was a good idea. It's simple. Make the hat fucking green. Why am I looking at a black hat with the slightest smidge of green, Irish green, right in the middle? Brother, what the fuck are we talking? I don't hate it, but I'm just like, I look forward to the ugly green. I look forward to the Irish, like, it's in your face. You know what I mean? Like, I look forward to it. I have a million black Cubs hats. I have a million blue Cubs hats. Brother, this is the one day of the year where I could pull out all my Irish green and just be green. You know what I mean? Like Steph Curry, Irish spring green, brother. Like, yeah. Oh, it hurts, bro. It hurts. I don't know how you felt about that, but it pissed me off. I was like, who wanted to be different so bad that they changed the whole thing?
That's the thing, man. I want to be different. They looked at it. They're like, how can we switch it up this year? And by the way, this is my first time seeing it. So initially, it looks cool, right? But then the point you made is very important, that it's St. Patty's Day, so the green should be the majority. Well, they could have gotten creative and maybe put a little clover. I don't know, right? You could have been creative with it, right? So I get it. And I guess I don't have too much of an opinion on it, but I think that there should be more green as well. If you're gonna just make it a black hat with little green, whatever. At least do something cool, right? You did something cool for the spring training hats.
Exactly. Like I'm not mad. You know what I mean? I'm not pissed. It's
Sure.
not an ugly hat, but it's like the concept is simple. Green hat on St. Patrick's Day. And some people are going to watch this and be like, Mike, it's not that deep. Brother, for me, it is that deep. I care. I want it. I collect it every single year. It's the coolest part. I think it's super dope. It reminds me so much of when the Blackhawks used to wear the green jerseys in game, and it was the coolest thing in the world. And now they only do the practice ones, and it's like the material looks tackier. It doesn't look as good. Remember the Bulls wore the green Irish jerseys one time too, and it's just like it's so tough, bro. And St. Patty's Day in Chicago is the best in the world. And I just wanted my Irish Spring green Chicago Cubs hat. And instead, I got a little tiny green in the corner and a little tiny green on the brim. But again, I'm not complaining. But let me ask you, spring training 2026 hats so far. Got the flower, the cactus, whatever the case is on the front.
Yeah.
On, whether you're in Florida or Mesa. How do you feel about it, man?
I like it. I think they look kind of cool. I think it's a cool, creative. MLB is interesting because there are a lot of things that they do right, and there's a lot of things that they don't do right. I mean, I think the spring training hats this year were cool. I think they're creative in like a cool way. I don't mind them. And that's kind of how I feel. They don't really stand out to me or anything, but I like they took it in a little bit of a different direction. They added a little bit to it, which was what I thought they should have done with the St. Patty's. They had going back to that conversation, but
Hey.
No, they're cool. I think they're cool.
I like them. I made a joke with my buddy Mike Powers when we were doing our On Base pod, which, by the way, we might have to change the name of because Mookie Betts already has the On Base podcast with Mookie Betts. But whatever, I digress. I'm really curious to see how other people feel. Like if and what I mean is like my cousins or my sister, if I walked out and had that hat, because if you're in Chicago or just anywhere, because I think there's a Lids anywhere, I think it just feels like you went to Lids and got one of those like things stitched on. You know what I mean? Like it really does look like something from Lids. I think that's cool. I think it's a cool concept. It's a street concept. I think it's pretty dope to kind of like have that artistic street form to it. And I thought it was a lot better than, if I'm not mistaken, the 2024 hat was pretty much the same as the 2025 hat. So the fact that they switched it up a little bit was pretty cool to me. I really don't have any other thoughts other than that. But getting into today's game, 8-1 loss. Seiya Suzuki, though. Shout out to him. Seiya goes yard for the only solo shot for the Chicago Cubs. That's big, though, man. I'm really excited for Seiya this year. And I understand this game didn't go great. Shout out to my guy, Connor Nolan. Gave up an earned run today and really went out there and gave it his everything, man. But, I mean, I love our guy, Connor. He does amazing things. But it's exciting to me to kind of see these guys get after it. Now, the starting lineup for today, Jonathan Long was leadoff, batting first. Alex Bregman making his Chicago Cubs debut, went 0-2 on the day, if I'm not mistaken, batting second. Seiya Suzuki, followed by Miguel Amaya, Dylan Carlson, Chaz McCormick, Pedro Ramirez, BJ Murray, big BJ Murray connoisseur. I think BJ Murray's a dog. I'm really excited to see him this spring training. I think BJ Murray is that guy that like I really do believe in still. And Scott Kingery, by the way, which is the greatest Cubs free agency edition of the month of December. Miles and I will never forget the month of Scott Kingery. We thought it was over, brother. We thought the season was cooked. And they got Edward Cabrera and everybody else. Theo Bar came back. Oh, okay. Alex Bregman. Okay. Thought the offseason was going to end with that. But no, man. I mean, overall, kind of what you expected from a day one lineup, to be completely honest. I think tomorrow will be a lot bigger names. But what did you expect, man? What did you like about today's game? Obviously, we're going to have some conversations about the ABS challenge. Just kind of, I didn't get a chance to watch the game, man. So take me through it.
Yeah, I mean, not too much really to take away from this game. I think I couldn't really list. I couldn't really list too many things to you that I liked that I saw, but like it's not like a bunch of things that I disliked either. I thought it was cool seeing Seiya in center field. Obviously, we're not really going to be seeing much of that in the regular season, but obviously he's preparing for Japan. I thought that was an absolute bomb that he hit today. That was lit. To seeing him around the bases, and he was celebrating. He did the celebration from last year, but was like, are we doing that still? Are we switching it up, kind of? So that's fun. And I think like I don't know, like not specifically like on field related, but I'm a very big fan of Jim DeShays. I think he has been such a great play-by-play commentator for the Cubs, and he's been here since Len Casper, right? And
Yeah. Shout out
before
Lenny.
him, it was Bob Brenly. And Jim DeSage has always been a very cool guy to listen to, and just he's one of those announcers to me where he's just not overbearing. His presence is just it's so cool. He's
Yeah.
just a really cool dude.
And
Taylor
it gives
McGregor does an awesome job. Yeah,
Sorry, my bad. But
no,
I
you're good.
think as a guy who's played the game, I think you appreciate him because it's no disrespect
Yes,
to the guys who are just announcers and the guys who just love the game. But this is a guy that's played at some of the highest levels. And I think
that's
why that's
right.
important is because you'll kind of hear him shoot down the dumb shit. You know what I mean? Well, why doesn't Dansby Swanson just hit 30 home runs this year? Because that's not who he is, bro. Like that's you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
he
yeah.
keeps it a buck about every single
Hmm.
player on this roster. And I think that's something we really appreciate, especially like,
Absolutely.
I know a lot of people feel however they want to feel. I love Boog. I think Boog keeps it a bean. I think Boog really goes out of his way to really make sure that the players know that he has their back and their best interest. I think you
That's
can
right.
definitely hear like a clubhouse that like kind of doesn't like their commentators. You know what I mean?
Sure, absolutely. And I think I've definitely listened to every team's broadcast at some point, right? And
Yeah.
we're very fortunate. We're very fortunate as Cubs fans to have a very great cast of
Yeah.
people who are who are announcing the game to us. There's some teams where you listen to the announcers and respectfully, I'm like, okay, I kind of just want to turn the announcers off and just hear the crowd, right? And
Yeah.
we're very fortunate. And I also want to give a shout out to Taylor McGregor, who I think is
Oh yeah.
incredible. Elise Menaker does an incredible job.
Mhm.
And I say this because I do have strong opinions about Marquee, as I kind of hinted at in the beginning of this show. But the people that we're seeing on TV, and
Yeah.
they're giving us the entertainment, whatever the case may be. We have a really good cast of people right now, man,
Yeah.
and I just appreciate it. So my problem has never been with any of them. I just wish they kind of got it together a little bit more at Marquee.
Yeah.
To wrap it up, my favorite part was seeing the commentators and the people who just bring so much personality to each game.
No, I love that you even mentioned that because I think the beautiful part is it's not a shot at Marquee, but it's just a reality of the situation. That's kind of why they had
Exactly.
this rebranding in the offseason.
Yeah.
And they didn't get rid of a Taylor McGregor. They didn't get rid of Boog or anybody else. And there's reasons
Thank
for that.
goodness,
It's
man.
because they're amazing at their jobs. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I think not to say it was people within, not to say it was anybody that was working at that station, because I knew a lot of people that work there and still do work there. And I think they are good people. I think the only thing was like, hey, man, we got to just step it up. Like we got rid of WGN for this. You know what I mean? And like,
That's right.
that's the reality. And it's like, I think they understood that like the fans like aren't really that deep in tune to the Marquee Network at this point. But I think it's very fixable, especially in 2026 where like everything's social media based. If you hire the right social media people, or other people that could kind of like go out there and just promote Marquee as a whole, I think you really could like get onto something. Like I'll be completely honest as a Cubs fan, and if Gabe Wilkins is still at 33 minutes and 33 seconds into this podcast, he's about to kick his feet because I'll tell you what, the CHSN network, they have me, man. Like, look, the Bulls suck, but the White Sox, even though they beat us today, terrible. But the reality is, I love the shows. I love the fan base kind of conversations that they bring into it. It feels like a bar conversation, a barbershop conversation. Like they really get into it with Ozzy and everybody else.
That's right.
Our guy Saul does amazing things over there, man.
Sure
Saul
does.
Rodriguez, if you haven't followed him on social media, LinkedIn, wherever you got to go, Saul Rodriguez, absolute fucking legend, at bat legend. But it's something that I just think like they do an amazing job at making it feel like 35th and Shields and
that's right.
And Madison. You know what I mean? And I don't feel like Marquee feels like Wrigley. It doesn't feel like, you know what I mean? Like, does that make sense? Like, I'm like, I don't know. It just doesn't feel like the bleacher bums. You know what I mean? Like Harry.
I want to add to that.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Because that's a really good point. because Marquee does feel like the Cubs do a good job of making things feel like Wrigley and making things like fit the Cubs,
Yeah,
right? You look
very
at Wrigley
corporate.
Field, very, very corporate. But even from like a feeling standpoint, I can't even get in the details, right? Like even the scoreboards at Wrigley, they still work. Wrigley still has its Wrigley Field essence. The organist, right? Jeremiah's voice. Like these things feel like they all this is like very Cubs, and I don't know how to explain it, but it makes sense. Marquee has sometimes felt a little bit like this doesn't really feel like a Cubs network, right?
No,
Like it feels like it's own weird thing,
it's
and
like not to cut
yeah,
you off, but like, is this like a because you work at Northwestern and you do amazing things there, but
mhm,
like Northwestern obviously probably has a huge HR department. And like, you know,
yes,
when you're kicking it with your boys at work and it's a great time and great vibes, but then the second you're hanging out with the HR cats, you're just kind of like, this is awkward. Like, I don't know. I feel like it feels like HR, bro. It feels so serious and it feels like I'm watching MLB Network and like not that that's wrong, but like if I wanted to do that, I would just turn on MLB Network. Like I love WGN because Harry Carey was drunk off his fucking ass singing
right,
the seventh inning stretch or talking about God knows what in the middle of
hmm
the bleachers or whatever was going on. And Jack Brickhouse, amazing job. So many people, an amazing job. Not to say Boog and everybody else aren't doing an amazing job, but sometimes it feels bland. Sometimes it feels like I'm watching a movie and I just kind of expect more. You know what I mean? I want that bleacher bum vibe. You know, and PCA said the other day he loves his bleacher creature. That's his 2026 goal is winning a World Series at Wrigley with the bleacher creatures. And I thought it was a beautiful thing, man. But like, you know what? It's just something that I feel like the players feel that way. I feel like the fans feel that way. I think the Cubs are the only ones that need to get on the same page to beat the fucking Chicago Cubs.
I just want to say that at one point because that's a great point. During the the Brizzo, Bias, Schwarber, during that era, the social media team was they were amazing. The Rizzo commercials that they did, right? The call to the pen stuff that they were doing,
That was fun.
like or there's another one. There was like a game show that they
With
did.
the girlfriends and know the baller, know that baller or something like that. Oh my
Yeah,
god,
yeah.
they had the
They
wife.
did such a good job with that, and
Yeah,
it really showed us the personality of the players, and even like the social media, like the YouTubes, like they did such a good job with it. And I don't know what changed, but it hasn't been the same
yeah,
since.
yeah.
And if you just show a little bit of these players' personalities and like make fans connect with them even more, come on, man.
And
Some
like,
some
look,
of it's already made with PCA. Just mic them up. The Yankees are miking up Jazz Chisholm. They're miking up Giancarlo Stanton, posting on their Instagram, and kids are like, "Oh hell yeah, this
yeah.
is awesome." They have it. The Cubs have it's right in front of them. The gold mine is right in front of them from Marquee. You can literally take what you did in the past and apply it to Marquee.
Yeah.
Make it more. I don't know. Make it more appealing to the kids.
No, I'm with it. I love it. And like that's my point is post Rizzo Bryant Baez era,
Yeah.
you got it, bro. Like I'm not even, COVID happened and like this whole different thing and like what
Right.
then like who are you miking up? Gregory Dykman and Matt Duffy and Frank Schwindel, Frank the Tank,
Right.
and Patrick Wisdom, like probably not, but like you said, Pete is in front of you, brother.
hmm
Nico is in front of you. Like Edward Cabrera is here. Like guys who have great personalities
Put a
are
mic on
on.
Saya, man. He's
Oh
hilarious.
my gosh.
He's hilarious.
And mind you, like Saya knowing he has a mic on is probably 10 times funnier than Saya without a mic on. You know what I mean? Because he's gonna go out of his way to like mess around with Pete or mess around with
That's
whoever.
right.
Like now, granted, if you put a mic on Ian Happ, it might be a quiet day at the office. You just might hear a bunch of like telephones ringing in the background. And then
Telephones while he's on the field. Like,
and then like you like the office phone, like you just hear that, you hear the water cooler going on. So how's the wife? Like
little fax machine in the background.
but you put a mic on Pete Crow Armstrong and you're going
Oh
to
my
have a
gosh.
great time, damn it. And that's what I want to see far past just the Marquee Network, but from Cubs social media, just the Cubs in general, man. Like, embrace the players you have a ball. The
Yeah.
Brizzo Souvenir Company, I still wear my Brizzo Souvenir Company shirt all the time.
Right. Yeah.
Like, you could make PCA's lemonade stand because that's what he helped out a kid last summer do, to get his hair dyed, like, because he inspired these kids. And like, there's little things that I found interesting. No disrespect, but Justin Turner had a better social media team than the Chicago Cubs did last year.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I mean,
For sure.
Granted, when you spend all your time doing social media instead of actually playing good baseball for the Chicago Cubs. Nah, he actually did pretty good against lefties last year.
I just want to point out, I was at his walk-off against the Marlins.
You
One of
were.
the most fun games of my life.
And that's the stuff that always makes me so mad is you're always at the games of where a guy has like a career game. And then like when I have gripes with him or I have problems, you're always just like, Mike, man, but Mike, I saw the bubble gum hand. They threw the bubble gum on him and it was beautiful. And I'm just like, Miles, that was the only. If you watch the highlight reel of Justin Turner in 2025, it is just that video, and it's like that's.
I just want to point out, I've never really vouched for Justin Turner. I was there. I was at the game.
I'm just. It's more about Ian Happ than it is about anything else. Like, I'll tell you what.
Met a lot of good Happer games. That is true. Every game I go to, Happer, Swanson ball out. I'm seeing 2 for 3 or 2 for 4s with 2 doubles and a homer.
I swear it was for anybody listening to this. I remember it was me, you, Kevin, Mark, and Justin, and we're all sitting there in the bleachers against the Mets. And Francisco Alvarez is hitting like he's freaking Barry Bonds. So like we're at the Cade Horton just fractured his ribs. So we're not even like in the game anymore, man. But like Justin said something, and he was like, or it was Mark, it was somebody, and they were like, I like Happer, and I was like. I remember I leaned over and you knew it was coming. And I was just like, let me ask you a question. What is your favorite Ian Happ moment? And we all sat there and just like pondered, like, man, this guy's been here for 9 seasons and we didn't have a moment. Now, granted, I will say this. I would like to apologize to Ian Happ because game 4 against the Brewers, I was there for my favorite Ian Happ moment. That moonshot he hit against Freddie. 2 moonshots against Freddie. I mean, hey, Ian heard me in the outfield. He heard me talking shit in left field, and he said, F you, watch this. So shout out to Ian Happ for proving me wrong because my opinion matters. It doesn't. Ian Happ does not care. But
oh my god.
Yeah, man. I did text the boys after that. I was like, my favorite Ian Happ moment. Like that was it. But yeah, man, that was I can't wait to get back. Man, I hope we can all get out there again this summer. But
we'll do it. We'll do it for sure.
I'm excited. Dude, I'm really excited about before we get out of here. I know we have a couple more we want to run through, but I am so happy we don't have to see Mackenzie Gore on opening day. I am like ecstatic about it.
Yeah.
Like I was before that trade with the Rangers, I was worried about it. I was like, oof, James Wood, oof, Dylan Cruz, oof.
My dad was like, Ma, who in the Nationals should I be afraid of? And I was like, well, we face Mackenzie Gore. He might give us the business.
Yeah, Mackenzie Gore.
We're good.
McGore.
I'm not too familiar with the Nationals pitching staff either. I will admit.
Yeah, sure, but that's the problem. I don't know who is on their pitching staff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shout out to my guy Trey Lipscomb though. He's a good guy. But yeah, Mackenzie McGore is I don't know. That's a tricky one. But man, before we get out of here, I got one more for you, Mr. Miles, if that's okay with you, my boy.
Yes.
I think the conversation here is preseason MVP. Who is your 2026 Chicago Cubs most valuable player today?
Michael Busch.
Ooh,
Michael Busch.
I love it.
I'm a big Michael Busch fan.
Yeah.
I'm a big Michael Busch fan. I think he has a great approach at the plate. I think he knows the pitches he's good at hitting. I think he was exposed a little bit at times last year against lefties and Michael Busch. I'm Michael Busch.
I'm gonna tell you something, and I don't know how a lot of people are gonna feel. First, I have to look it up because I don't know when the last time it was. When is
Interesting.
last time?
This is the part where I get very curious because this is gonna you're gonna throw me for a loop here.
I'm gonna throw you some shit. I'm gonna throw you some
Okay.
shit right now.
All right.
I think in 2026, the most valuable player to the Chicago Cubs is Cade Horton. I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
I think Cade Horton is the first Chicago Cub since John Lieber to win 20 games in a season. And I think he does it in 2026. I think he's going to have a Cy Young caliber season. I think with this lineup, presuming they're healthy, is when Cade Horton is on the mound, that is a instant W for the Chicago Cubs and the boys in blue. That's my hot take. I don't think I have to go into it. I think it's just like, a shoot for the stars kind of prediction. But I think Cade Horton is the first Cub in decades to win 20 games in a season.
Okay.
That's
Cade
I'm
is
at.
nasty, man.
Cade, Killer Cade, man. He's nuts.
Opening day starter.
Ooh, no.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know because you don't give it to Cabrera. He just got here. You're not giving it to him.
Right.
Hasn't pitched over 100 innings more than once in his career, so I don't know. I would. It's hard, man, because if Steels was available too for opening day, I think he's an option. Matthew Boyd's an option. Shota's an option. Shota was last year, no?
Yeah, great game by the way. Opening day was
great game. But man, who is your opening day starter, Miles?
For me, it's Cade Horton. I gotta be honest with you. I think that's what I want. That's what I want. I gotta be honest with you. I don't know if I want to see.
Jameson Tyler.
I don't know if I'm sold on Matt Boyd, bro. I don't know if I'm sold on Matthew Boyd being our opening day starter. And what I love to see Shota as well. Absolutely. I'm still sold on Shota.
Same conversation.
Like, yes.
They both kind of shit the bed second half of the year. And I think you can make a case for either of them, but you can also not make a case for either of them. I'm going to say this. I think it's Cade Horton. I say let the kids play. You didn't put Mitch Keller as the opening day starter. You put Paul fucking Skeens. And at the end of the day, that's just how you got to rock out with it. Cade Horton's the man. Cade Horton's the guy that I want on the bump. Game 1 of the NLCS World Series. Game 1, I want Cade Horton. And that is super glazing. I understand for all the kids watching this. They're going to be like, oh, Shy Kid's a glazer, bro. He loves Cade Horton, bro, because he ran into him at the Bears game. Yes. And I shook his hand. And
he went 11-4 with a 2.67 ERA.
Let me tell you something right now. I saw Cade Horton at the Bears game. If his girlfriend wasn't with him, I would have gave him a smooch. I you know what I mean? I would just been like, you are the greatest thing. I looked Cade Horton in the face at the Bears game, and I don't know who I thought I was. I have never met this guy in my life. I've gone to a lot of Iowa Cup games, interviewed a lot of minor league baseball guys, never met Cade Horton. And we took a picture together because I saw him there. He's kind of just low-key walking around with his girl. And I don't know why. I was like, hey, man, before you leave, I just want you to know, you're fucking nails. You're better than Yamamoto. You're better than Skeens. You're better than all those motherfuckers. That's exactly what I said to this guy that I met 5 seconds ago. And his girlfriend's loving it. She's hyped. She's like, this is awesome. And just totally nonchalant. He's like, appreciate it, man. And then just walks away. And I'm like, I never fan out, but I fanned out with Cade Horton. I can't even lie. I could have been
understandably.
Hop on the pod with me and Miles. Didn't even cross my mind. I was just shaking the hand of a legend. And I was like, this is epic. You know what I mean?
He's going to be special, man. He really is.
That's so love, bro. That's so love.
Yeah.
I thought it was dope.
That's really cool.
Let me ask
and the Cubs, by the way, did the Cubs like that picture? Did they repost it? Either way, the Cubs reacted to that picture.
The Cubs liked it. And it totally blew the conspiracy theory that the Cubs hate me on social media. But so that was cool. I was like, yay! But one might say they just liked it for Cade, and we know they just liked it for Cade. But I'll take it. A win is a win.
I'm gonna say there's plenty of pictures of people out there with Cade Horton.
That's what I'm saying.
But like a picture with you.
No, man. I do think. I think it's interesting that neither of us said Pete Crow Armstrong. I think there's a shot that Pete Crow Armstrong continues to grow, becomes that 270, 280 hitter, maybe 20 plus home runs, 40 stolen bases, Gold Glove defense. That's an MVP candidate in my eyes. I don't know.
I think so. I think there is. I have to see. Is Pete going to be as mature as they say he is, or as mature as he's coming off? I don't think he's like immature. I think he gets in his head.
Yeah, very Javi Baez-esque. When the highs are high,
sure,
he ain't nobody higher. But when the lows are low, it's ugly out there. And I think that's just what I want to see from Pete, man. Like second half, Pete, it is what it is. You know, like we'll always remember MVP from the first half.
Absolutely.
But let's find a happy medium. You know what I mean? Like
Absolutely.
Let's be consistently elite throughout the entire year. And then if you get to that, like not elite, consistently good the entire year. If you get to that elite level, that's fine. You know what I mean? But we understand 162 games, it's not going to be the entire season. But that second half, that was rough. It
was rough. And I wonder if it was like a Pete Crow Armstrong thing, or like the whole team dynamic in terms of offense was just off, because there's a few other guys that we could, and when Tucker started struggling, that Pete felt like he was pressing a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right. And so I'm hoping with now a full season under Pete's belt, let's see what you learned from last year. But I also want people to know, I don't really want Pete to stop crashing out. I got to be honest with you. Yeah. I like that. I love that he gets pissed off. Good. I don't want him to not be himself. If that is who Pete is, please just don't get thrown out. Please just do not get thrown out the game. Get pissed off, but please not get thrown out the game. I thought he was going to get thrown out in Game 3 of the DS. By the way, horrible call. Horrible strike 3 call. He did not go. And Pete's chirping the umpire on the way back to the dugout. And then Council comes out and puts him in. And then the inning's over. And Pete runs to the dugout. All the fans looking at Pete like, oh, he's going to crash on the umpire.
Yeah, he's going to crash out.
He didn't look at him. He just ran straight to center.
You know what? You
we'll
want
see.
that, though, man. You want.
Yes.
I'm going to say something. That's how I'm going to end the show. Because, we got to end it a little spicy every single time.
Come on.
Man, I just need some white boys with a little motion. And that's it. That's it. Like, period. I just need some white boys with a little motion. Like, period. Like, look, I love Dansby and I love Ian, but strike 3 looking, and it's a ball. They're walking back to the dugout, man. Pete Crow Armstrong and Alex Bregman. Man, give me some white boys with a little motion to them, a little spice, like something that's going to get this dugout going. You know what I mean? And shit, the most enthusiastic, the craziest we've seen from a guy is Dansby Swanson getting a little frustrated and Nico Horner telling an umpire that he's having a really bad day. And he got that's the story. No, bro, I want to see Pete Crow Armstrong whip the helmet so hard that he almost hit somebody in the dugout.
Oh my God.
I want to see Alex Bregman tell somebody that kind of like Justin Steele, wake the fuck up. Like, that's what I want to see. And look, does it get tiring after a while? Like, we've all had that one teammate. Like, bro, he's going to come in here and he's going to be pissed. And it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want that toxic shit, but like when it's
right, there's a difference. There's limits, levels. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to see that you care. But,
that Nico Horner.
Oh my God. There's no way Nico got thrown out for saying you're having a bad day. Like, the APS system is going to feed families. There's no other way around it. But we appreciate you guys for listening. Appreciate you guys being here. Always check out 312 Windy City Sports Cards. If you haven't already hooked it up, we're going to get Miles some gear too. And we'll really be trying to do more stuff with them throughout the off season. It's going to be really cool. Off season. We're in the season, brother. I don't know what I've been saying off season every pod we've done so far. So we're here, baby.
It's so long. It's the first day. It's fine. It's first day back a bit. We're good.
First day back. We'll pretend I didn't say that, and we'll pretend we didn't just lose 8-1 to Curtis Meade. But with that being said, though, we appreciate you guys being here. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Please hit that follow button, subscribe, share this out to everybody you know, because feel like the clips are great, but we got to get these followers up, baby. We got to get the views up and that's on me too, because I also posted like 3 episodes in one day from a month span. My bad. But until then, man, let me stop rambling. Go Cubs, baby.
Doors closing. Addison is next.